Hey guys, this is DFS Chan on September 9th. We have the EU Masters quarterfinals tournament going on here on the slate. Here, I will pull up this bracket. So today, first of all, like I said, it's a quarterfinals matchups. Each series will be best of fives. So it's going to be a little different than the best of ones that we have been accustomed to the last couple of weeks in their group stages, respectively. But now it's in the playoffs bracket stage where each series will be in the best of fives. And there's only one series on each day. Like, so today there's a series between Carmine Corp, I think, and then UCAM. Yeah, and then like today, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So we'll have a 4-day straight, EU Masters series that will be happening, in the next 4 days. But yeah, so obviously, I think DK had a 2-day slate where they had 2 games, and then I expect them to have Saturday, Sunday slate between these 4 teams. So let's dive into the actual matchups for these 4 matchups. So I'm going to cover all 8 teams, all 4 games here today, so that you guys can refer back to this video if you want to for the next slate that DK is expected to create. So I'll make this a little bigger. So yeah, so today, Movie Rider Stars and then Fnatic Rising. Yeah, so for DraftKings, like I said, it's a 2-day slate where these 4 teams play. On FanDuel, I think they only had a single game slate. I think they're gonna have 4 single game slates, showdown slates. So for DraftKings, yeah. So let's talk about the first matchup that's gonna happen today at noon Eastern time. Movie Rider Stars, Fnatic Rising. The combined kills per minute for this one is pretty good, 1.97. Both teams tend to play fast. Fnatic Rising plays faster. I know they're the underdog at plus 315. Movie Rider Stars at big favorite at minus 475. And these odds are bigger because it's a best of 5 series. It's not just best of 1. Obviously, that reduces the, sometimes the volatility nature, the unexpected nature. Usually in a best of 5s, a better team wins, just like, like an NBA, best of 7s, better team, generally wins. So yeah. And then the jungle control percentage advantage goes to Movie Rider Stars as expected. They're the favorite at they have the plus 5.4% advantage. And I looked at all the other metrics, and I do think MRS will win. I know it's a boring take, but I looked at all the metrics, and yeah, Fnatic Rising definitely has a shot. But they've also been Fnatic Rising, they've been a very volatile team this tournament so far. When they won, they looked really, really good. I mean, I feel like if they're on top of their game, they could beat anybody in the tournament. They could win the whole thing. Like, they're that talented, I think, when they play well. But when they lose, they look really bad. Like, the volatility level is huge. I feel like they have the most upside, but side. And in a best of 5, there is a tendency for these teams, especially the new players. They tend to tilt a little bit. If the first 2 games or first game doesn't go right, they have a tendency to not focus as well. So I sometimes expect that those things happening with new players, like some of the players on Fnatic Rising. So I feel like Movie Rider Stars should take care of business. But as you can see, amongst all the teams, all the underdogs rather, on the quarterfinals, Fnatic Rising, actually, I'm giving them the best shot to upset amongst the 4 underdogs, in the quarterfinals. As you can see, there are some metrics that support that. Fnatic Rising has the most number of metrics that support such upset possibility. But, at the end of the day, Movie Rider Stars have more metrics and more advantages that favor MRS winning. So yeah, if you are obviously playing multi-entry GPPs, I would take a shot on Fnatic Rising. And like I said, they tend to play fast. So if you are picking them for GPP purposes, I would use a long stack, hoping that, they hit their ceiling and they hit their upside and, destroy MRS and high bloody kill matchup. So I think Fnatic Rising makes an interesting GPP play, but in an optimal setting, I still have MRS winning. The second matchup of the slate is Berlin International Gaming. I was not very high on them last day of their group stage, but they took care of business. They showed they had a much better showing. They're the favorite at minus 425 versus PDW. They're the underdog at plus 280. Combined kills per minute. The Berlin International Gaming, they play really fast. They play the fastest amongst all 4 teams that are on this slate, today's slate. And then PDW tends to play a bit slower, and they're the slowest team amongst the 4 teams on the slate. So what does that mean? I mean, just combine them two. It still, comes out lower than the MRS matchup. So, but it also depends on if a team wins 3-0, 3-1, 3-2, and then, how those games end up. Or sometimes if it goes to game 5, there is going to be that one game, most likely that will be low in kills and, people choke up a little bit in their games. So, and then the jungle control percentage goes to advantage goes to BIG at plus 7.1%. So I would definitely favor them, in that regard. And then I see most of the metrics support BIG as well. Like I said, Fnatic Rising has the most number of potential metrics that support them. Their upset, and I don't know if I'm gonna play any PDW today, because even though they looked pretty good in the group stages, in their group stage, I just feel like BIG has been much better lately the last 3 games, and they have an advantage at 7.1% in the jungle control. So I feel like they're gonna be the one dictating the pace of the game. So obviously resulting in the match prediction that BIG is gonna win. So. Yeah, I mean, I have them, obviously they're a big favorite, but I actually don't agree with these odds here. I think BIG should be a bigger favorite than MRS. I know they're about the same, but these are the odds that I got last night, so maybe they have changed. But I definitely favor BIG as a favorite more than I favored MRS as a favorite. Just based on the potential upset possibility by Fnatic Rising. So yeah, that's all I got. And then for tomorrow's slate, or I guess on Saturday's slate, I have Carmine Corpse versus UCAM. Carmine Corpse is a big favorite at minus 525, and then UCAM is an underdog at plus 340. Carmine Corpse has been the best team, in my opinion, in the whole tournament so far through the group stages. But they tend to play on this bit of slower side, and then they're going up against UCAM. They have a very slow CKPM as well, just like PDW at 0.75. The jungle control advantage goes to Carmine Corpse as expected. They have the biggest jungle advantage, so I definitely think KC wins, and there aren't very many data points that support UCAM upsetting. So I would definitely, go with KC here. But on this slate, on Saturday's slate, UCAM actually has more metrics in that support their potential upset possibility here. So I feel like if given an opportunity, like UCAM loves to fight around objectives, and if somehow one fight goes wrong, I mean, UCAM definitely has a shot to upset 1 or 2 games, but I just don't see them winning 3 games in a best of 5 against Carmine Corpse. I think Carmine Corpse is a very, very solid team, and I have them actually winning the whole thing this year. The second matchup of that Saturday slate, Misfits Premier at minus 350, and then Vodafone Giants at plus 250. The combined kills per minute is actually really fast. Vodafone Giants is notoriously known for playing fast this tournament. They're at 1.13, just like BIG, and then Misfits Premier, they're at 0.89. They actually play really, really fast, both of them. So As you can see, the combined kills per minute it shows that 2.02. I mean, it's rare. I mean, you guys know it's rare that it goes over beyond 2.00. So I feel like if you were to get a long stack, I would definitely get it from this game. And then the jungle control percentage advantage goes to Misfits Premier. They're the favorite. They actually do have the jungle control percentage advantage. And then they have the most metrics that support their win. So Vodafone Giants actually, after all my analysis, only has one metric that supports it. So I definitely favor MSFP to win here. I think, like I said, I would probably long stack Misfits Premier here, and then short stack, either Carmine Corpse or UCAM if you are playing in multi-entry GPP. So I think they make for an interesting GPP play, just based on the ownership, and they have the lowest odds to win on that slate. So I'll definitely keep that in mind if you are playing in the big tournament, big GPP. But in terms of as an overall optimal lineup setting, I definitely have these two favorite teams winning. Just like today's slate, I have both favorites winning in MRS and BIG. So that's probably who I'm gonna go with. But obviously, even with those two favorites, there is a way to differentiate yourself, as you saw on Sheet's optimal lineup. And if you are simulating a lot of these lineups based on projections, there is a way to differentiate yourself. Instead of getting a long stack versus short stack, you can play 3-4 instead of 4-3, 3-3-1. You could, if you think one of these series will go to game 5, by playing one of the underdogs in a team setting. So there are some ways to differentiate yourself, especially in a best of 5. You just there are so many points to go around for any of these teams. So you can get pretty crazy with your lineup builds here and there. So if you guys have any questions, let me know. But that's all I got, and I'll be back. After EU Masters, I don't know what DraftKings will post on their slates, but there aren't that many major tournaments that will be happening between the end of EU Masters and the Worlds, which will start in early October. So obviously that gives us maybe 2-3 weeks to kind of focus on, NFL, MLB. So yeah, but obviously if DK posts anything, League of Legends related, I'll be posting, contents. But let me know if you guys have any questions, and I'll be, counting down the days for the Worlds, and we'll get pretty busy, starting early October. So anyway. Thanks, everybody. Please leave a like and subscribe to our YouTube channel.